internet is crazy, man. Like, I can't believe that crap. Like, someone could watch from the Philippines. Someone the other day was like watching from Afghanistan. Someone was watching from France. You're like, what the hell? Like, how is this possible? You're like just cruising in your car and people can be watching from all over the world. You're like, that's madness. It's funny how, like, a lot of people they'll equate all of this to like rights being violated and stuff. But shit, after I went through everything I went through after my divorce in 2021, I'm like, man, I'm glad that everyone can watch. It's like let people watch from Afghanistan, let people watch from France, let people watch from Philippines or all over the world, because it's like, you know what? Because at least they know you ain't doing nothing wrong. Because shit, when it comes down to it, let's face it, a lot of times, like, because for the most part, it's not just like people watching you do like something personal, like, you're going to the bathroom or whatever, or like taking a shower. It's like, if you're someone who's like trafficking drugs and stuff like that, like yeah, of course you feel like it's your rights are being violated or whatever, but I think it's pretty damn cool that people can watch from all over the world. It's crazy. It's like if you tell a kid these days that none of this existed in the 90s for the way it does now, they'd be like, what? Be like, yeah, we didn't have touchscreen phones and tablets. They'd be like, what? Dude, get out of town. Yeah, it's like, yeah, for most of the existence on this planet that we're aware of, like, I almost believe, like when you look at the stuff that the Egyptians were doing and the fact that you can't find any of the equipment they were using to do that with, I'd almost think that maybe touchscreen phones and tablets had existed at one time. It just could have been like, like a billion years ago. But most people just believe like whatever they're taught, these days. Like they'll say like the world's 14 billion years old, like life on this planet emerged like 4 billion years ago. And it was like sponges, the way that they colonized, and then, they colonized into bigger groups of things like anemones, and then those started like becoming like fish, and then the fish, like the lamprey, and the lungfish, and use all this stuff, and then you'd have reptiles, and then the reptiles became amphibians became reptiles, and the reptiles started growing hair and branching out, like some into birds, some into mammals, and then eventually, you get to the life you get to now. But I personally do not subscribe to that. I subscribe to the fact that I don't think people have any idea how many iterations all this has been through. Like, kind of like when the idea that they've even said that they believe that like the universe could have already like collapsed and expanded more than one time, like, which I just think is really like, maybe the universe has already collapsed and expanded like a billion times. We're just like maybe in this current iteration, or like whatever arm of the universe we're in has just only been here for 14 billion years, Personally don't think that, like, what you're talking about when you talk about that is called consensus views. So like if they, hey, the universe is 40 billion years old, and most scientists all over the world agree. That's called consensus on that consensus views. You can look it up. But I personally think that like stuff like the iPhone probably did exist at one time. Like the tablets, they probably existed. They probably existed. Let's say, and we'll just throw a number out. Let's say 500 billion years ago. I bet you someone made an iPhone. It's just so much stuff has happened since then. And now that we're currently to the iPhone again, you know, like we're just like, hey, we're the only one. They might not have called it an iPhone. They might not have called it a tablet. But I don't think that you could say that none of that stuff has ever existed with any certainty. Shoot, it's almost time to go to. It's almost 12 o'clock. That's pretty late. But like you go and take a look at something like the pyramids, and then you think it's outlandish to believe that like there were societies like millions of years ago that probably had electricity already. You know, it's outlandish that the pyramids exist at all. Much less just to say like, oh well, we're the only people who ever came up with electricity. I'm like, I don't think so. It's like 9 o'clock, I think. Somewhere around 9 o'clock. A little after. 9:30, yeah. Man, I feel like I could use a nap. I'm tired. Who invented all this waking up business? This waking up business is nonsense. That's what makes me sleepy about car rides. It really is the vibration, the scenery, and it's nice and cool today, so it's peaceful. Check out this Corvette that's passing. That's an interesting color. Yeah. No, I get it about the people taking those money and drugs. I mean, that's how it is in America. It's like the drugs on the streets these days are like way too powerful. Like, you know, you can tell it's all like mind control, because back when people were just doing like regular like drugs off the streets, like it just wasn't that powerful. Like most of the ones that are just like plant derivatives, it's like they took the plant derivatives off the street, and now all of a sudden they're introducing all of this like chemical manufactured crap onto the streets. And while to purify those plant derivatives, you know, you definitely still had to use like some chemical processes sometimes. But whatever the hell they're introducing these days, it's like just way too powerful and way too processed. Just like it's like the same problem with what people eat, you know? It's like you could get like all of this, like perhaps the best example would be vegetable oil. It's just like industrial runoff, but they just bottle it up so you can eat it. That kind of seems like where the drug world's going. Just industrial runoff for people to eat it and shoot it. Hello. Thanks. Glad you subscribed. Alea Wilson. 8772. Sorry if I missed some comments, y'all. Yeah, I just had to exit, so I was ranting instead of paying attention. Hope everyone out there is having a blessed day. I'm fixing to have to get off here in a minute though, because I'm almost to my job, so I don't like to be on here when I get there. You know, if you look up one of the side effects of nicotine is that it helps reduce anxiety. And I was thinking about that the other day. It is like, you look it up, and I'm not saying people should do it. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm looking at the prices, and it says like almost $10 for like a pack of Marlboros. And I was like, because like the thing is, if someone is using a product to try to help themselves reduce anxiety, then why not make them pay like $10 for it to stress them the hell out, right? Like, you want people stressed the fuck out if you want to control them. You don't want them to be like not anxious all the time. You want people like traumatized and anxious. Yeah, I'll probably be on a little later. I'm in my car right now, but I'll probably be in the big truck here in a few minutes. Take it easy. See ya. I'll probably be here, like I said, just a couple more minutes, but I'm getting close to work. Later. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'll catch y'all later.